Assalamualaikum, your sister. I'm very sorry to hear of your situation, but I would like to start off by letting you know that it is very important for you to be positive about yourself. If you're not having a positive outlook about your own life, then who will? You're responsible for dictating your own life in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah, and nowhere in the Quran and in the Sunnah are we told to have a negative outlook and feel depressed by the current situation life puts us in. Having a mental illness is by no means a sentence to a life without the blessing brought about by marriage. From reading the little amount of information that you have provided me with, I feel that you're not feeling ready for marriage given your mental health. I personally believe that you're being too hard on yourself and are feeling insecure about your present condition. If your parents are pressuring you into marriage despite knowing your mental pressure, dear sister, I don't think they're wishing harm for you in any way. I think they're simply trying to be helpful. They want you to enjoy your life and not worry too much about the current status of your mental health. It is possible that if you divert your thoughts, your mental health can potentially improve. Happiness is the key to a good mental and physical health, and I hope you know this. If you're worrying too much about your mental health, then it is possible that it can worsen by the stress you're making yourself go through. Please take your mind off your mental health and think about other things in your life. Mental health is not something that your life should revolve around. Let me tell you something. There are many research studies done around the world which conclude that a happy individual is a healthy one. In fact, even some individuals who have chronic health conditions do a lot better when they are happy. Some research studies even do comparisons between a person's levels of self-measured happiness and found that patients who are happy despite having some sort of physical or mental health issue are far more likely to recover compared to those who are always stressing and are always feeling depressed and hopeless about their health. Even in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to not be sad. He says, La tahsan inna Allah ma'ana. He says, do not be sad, Allah is with us. Therefore, if you feel like you're not ready for marriage given your present health conditions, please stop thinking negatively and be positive. Everything has a cure and recovery. I'm aware that marriage is not in the hands of an individual. However, being positive is in your control. It is in your hand. When you say you're not ready for marriage, what is it that you think you're not ready for? I mean, I know many people who want to delay marriage because they want to complete their education, find a job, settle down, etc., etc. However, this is not really the best way to proceed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that He will enrich the spouses through marriage and bless them. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself tells us that He will bless us, then why do we fear anything? Why are we so hesitant? You can definitely be ready for marriage, and you simply need to have a positive mindset and change your thinking. For example, when you're about to do a 100-meter dash, you need to be mentally prepared to run. You can't just tell yourself that I'm going to physically prepare, but mentally be not ready for the dash. So if you're not capable, if you're not ready, but your mindset is ready and your mindset is capable, then you are physically capable as well. Your mind plays a huge role in anything you do and the outcome that is the result of any action you do. Also, dear sister, I'm also aware that many people consider marriage a burden and would rather consider themselves better off without marriage. I personally don't think this way. Although I'm not married myself, I believe in what I read in the Quran and in the Sunnah, and I would recommend people for marriage rather than against it. Like everything else in life, a good marital life requires hard work and effort. So the only way you can be ready for marriage is by getting married and by being positive with your spouse and anything that comes your way. Right now you're off to a bad start because you're having a very negative thought process and a very negative thoughts about your mental health. Therefore, do not be intimidated by the issues that you see others going through in their marriage and in their lives and when they have mental illnesses. It is not necessary that you will be going through the same conditions. If you are aware of the ways to lead a happy and a productive life in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah, you will never be distressed, and your mental health is sure and is bound to be better and recover. Lastly, this certainly does not mean that an individual can be pressured into getting married to anyone. So I'm not saying that it is okay for your parents to pressure you or for anyone to pressure you, but I'm saying that it's not a bad idea to think about marriage, and it is a bad idea to simply delay marriage or decline marriage proposals just because you're thinking you're not ready because you have mental health illnesses. And this does not mean that you should abruptly decline any proposal for no genuine reasons. Please do not think that you should not be married simply because you have a certain mental health condition. Have hope in the limitless power of Allah, and it is possible that through marriage your mental health condition can recover and you can think differently about life. I'm certain that once you start thinking positively and start thinking that your mental health is no longer an obstacle towards a happy life, your perspective on marriage can definitely change and your mental health status can definitely change as well. In fact, some people who are completely healthy mentally and physically undergo many marital issues compared to those who face some sort of mental or physical health issue. It all depends on your personality and what you make of situations and how you choose to handle situations and how you choose to present them. My advice to you would be to stop thinking about everything that distresses you, especially your mental health, because it's like a vicious cycle. The more you think about your mental health, the more you will worsen it, and it'll make you stressed again, and that stress will further worsen your mental health status, and so on and so forth. So in conclusion, I really think you should be happy, be positive, and not stress, and not be insecure, and be sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you go through what is the best for you, and right things will happen at the right time, inshallah.